Let me start by saying that I feel for the guys, man. Especially the ones that been with FaZe for a very long time. FaZe was the pioneer. They had to learn the hard way that everybody else had a chance to look at and avoid. I remember years ago when FaZe was worth $1 billion and they went public, and it felt like such a crazy celebration, like, oh shit, what's going on? And it was inspirational, but then it turned sour. Rug tweet. A new chapter begins. You lose goddamn Rug and Adapt and Swag and Zuma. It's cooked now. Where FaZe fucked up was by introducing business people to their organization. And it's not their fault because they couldn't have known, right? Everybody else can look at that and be like, oh, that went bad. Let's not make the same mistake. When A&P started, the thought of selling A&P for $100 million, making a fuck ton of money sounds amazing. But after you see enough people get burned, you don't want to let anybody in. You only get that experience. You only learn those lessons by either making a mistake yourself or by seeing other people make the mistake. And because they're the pioneers, and Optic went through something similar, Optic and FaZe, it's enough caution to never allow somebody in unless you trust them with your life. Because they have the power to ruin everything. Business is ruthless. The business guys, those heads, they talk nice. They sell you on dreams, and they come in with a lot of money. It's easy to let people in because when you're doing well, people see you as an opportunity. And business people talk a nice game. They see you as a check. And as a content creator, we don't know these business things. We're not being taught these things. And so you get in bed with it that's a shark, and you have no idea because they present like a cuddly kitty cat. It's just there to help and be your support animal. That's the scary part, bro. The scary part is never knowing who you just got in bed with, bro. And once you let a shark in, genuinely say goodbye. Good luck getting that shit back. This was inevitable. New FaZe, the Jasons, the Lacey's, the Rons, they don't own enough of FaZe to make the upside worth it. They're gonna be completely incentivized every step of the way to create their own thing, irregardless of all this bullshit happening. Let me start, but they don't need FaZe. Rug doesn't need FaZe. Adapt doesn't need FaZe. Ron doesn't need FaZe. Jason doesn't need FaZe. They were just in love with the brand. I think the reason why Lacey and Jason didn't look so sad is because they're good. They're fine. It's a new era. That's all it is. I think the people that lose here a little bit are the people that can't leave completely because they're affiliated with the esports, like the K-Sons and the Zumas. And because to the average person watching, they might just think FaZe is all the same thing. And so in their heads, they might be thinking like, why is K-Son still affiliated with stuff like that? I'll say this, when they all joined FaZe and they first put together their house, all the new members, they, to a certain extent, they needed FaZe a little bit. FaZe came, it was like a stamp of approval. FaZe was providing them with a crib, like filmers, all type of shit. But it wasn't long before they wouldn't need that anymore. Before they could provide all that shit for themselves. Before they had a team built around them. And so in a weird way, there was a year period where it felt like symbiotic, where the new members that joined was making FaZe relevant again. And then FaZe was helping them with the money they had to help build out some like infrastructure so that they could fully, take advantage of their content. But I mean, if you looked at the last subathon, a lot of them, you could tell they don't need the org no more. All of them are going to be fine, bro. I think the only people I feel really bad for is the people that have been there since birth or since early, like the adapts. Because there's a type of connection when you have a baby, something you've built for so long, something you're emotionally connected to, something that's part of your identity and your DNA, that when it gets hijacked and taken from you and sold to this person and then resold to that person and packaged and publicly sold and you weren't in control of any of it, that shit sucks. That's just, I can't even imagine what that feeling feels like, bro. I like the fact that he wasn't bawling his fucking eyes out on live is a miracle to me. What about Rage? We don't know about Rage yet. He hasn't said nothing. Rage left? Can you guys link me that? We didn't react to that, right? Left FaZe. I'm sorry to any supporters we let down. Thank you for letting us come in, do our thing, try and save this shit. I wish it didn't have to be this way, but next chapter in my life is forever. But that chapter in my life is forever closed now. Damn. They'll be fine. But usually you find the most peace by just not questioning it and just rolling with the punches, bro. If we didn't see Optic get fucked and hijacked, if we didn't see FaZe get fucked and hijacked, we would have never have known to be careful, to watch out. We genuinely would never have known, bro. Because you hear stories a lot, but you never think it's going to be you. A&P is something we would never sell, bro. Shit always looks cool at first, you know, but you never know when that might change, gang. And unfortunately, bro, for them boys, the FaZe boys, there's no way they could have known. They was the first one to go through that. They was one of the pioneers, gang. And I low-key like Jason mindset a lot. It's the way I usually think about things too. It's obviously it's bittersweet to see something you love go, but if you can't be more excited for the future than the past, you're already cooked. You know, a dad can't sit there and fucking smile about it. But, you know, for some of the other guys who've been there for a couple of years, like I hope they don't take it too sad, man. There's a lot to be excited about. Their audience is still there, bro. They're still gonna be there. Like if anybody thinks that, in fact, they might multiply off after all this drama. And that ass might multiply, bro.